Hi, welcome back to 3 Keys to Successful Self-Healing. Today we're on lesson number 2, which is discovering your roadblocks. So one of the things that I didn't know while I was trying to heal from Lyme disease, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, autoimmune diseases, anxiety, everything I had, was that we all have internal blocks. While I was so busy seeking outwardly, I was missing that I had blocks within my own body and my own energy system that were making it very difficult for me to heal. So today we're going to talk a little bit about our inner roadblocks that we can clear to help us move forward on our path. Let's talk about what I mean by inner blocks. Inner blocks can be subconscious. They can be old energy that has gotten stuck in your system, like old experiences that you haven't processed emotionally out of your body. They can be generational energy, stuff that your parents and grandparents passed. They can be ideas or patterns around maybe beating yourself up, telling yourself you're stupid, things that just suppress your immune system, trigger your nervous system, and aren't in line with you in healing mode. A lot of times these blocks can be hard to find because they're in the subconscious mind, which means we're not really aware of them. They're sort of programs running in the back, and we're not aware on a day-to-day basis that these things could be blocking us. So we're trying to do all these great healing things, and we're trying to go to the best doctors and alternative, practitioners we know, and nothing's happening because inside we have these roadblocks that we need to access and overcome before all of the great things we're doing externally can actually work and help us heal. And I want to note here that these blocks don't have to be huge. Sometimes I've found with clients that the thing that's blocking them is something that somebody said to them on the playground in 2nd grade, or a time when their mom inadvertently hurt their feelings and they were never able to let it go. But after years of internalizing those types of seemingly small things, they can have a really big impact on the body. So how do we find these internal blocks, especially if they're subconscious? That seems like such a huge job or a huge mountain to climb. In my practice and my work, I teach a couple of techniques, muscle testing and pendulum testing, which are ways to actually tap into the subconscious mind and find out exactly what's in there. But those things can take a little bit of time and technique to learn. So what we're going to do today is give you some really simple questions you can ask yourself that will help bring forth your own inner wisdom about what might be blocking you. Question number 1 you can ask yourself is, what is this symptom, condition, or challenge keeping you from doing? Now, normally we think of our challenges, symptoms, and conditions as keeping us from doing all the things we want to do, which is true. But sometimes it's actually keeping us from doing something that's scary to us, or something that we don't really want to do, but we don't know how to say no to. Now, I want to point out here that none of us get sick or create challenges on purpose. None of us. Most of the time happens in the subconscious mind, again, and we're not aware of it. So the subconscious mind works sometimes to protect us, but it's protecting us from stuff that is colliding or conflicting with another goal we have. So let me give you an example. I've seen many clients who experience anxiety, and the anxiety is keeping them from going out into the world and being social and having the career that they want and having the family they want and all of this stuff. But what I've found working with these people is it also can act as a benefit for people who have social fears, or fear of standing up for themselves at the workplace, or fear of meeting the right person and then having things fall apart. And so the anxiety can work as a benefit to preventing you from going out in the world and doing your thing. And sometimes going out in the world and doing your thing can be scarier than having the anxiety. So the subconscious mind will come up with all these ideas or reasons why the anxiety is a good thing, and will keep perpetuating it because it can in one way, keep you safe. So I hope that makes sense. That one question you can ask yourself: what is the symptom, condition, or challenge keeping me from doing? And when you think of that list, are there things on that list that are so scary that you could see how subconsciously, without your participation, your body would come up with an idea or an illness or a challenge or something like anxiety to keep you from having to do that thing? That's question number 1. Question number 2 is, how do I feel about this condition, symptom, or challenge? Really interesting thing that I learned early on when I started working with people is that how we feel emotionally about the symptom, challenge, or condition is actually the same energy that created it. So that means if you look at something like chronic fatigue, and you've been diagnosed with this and you're always exhausted, and the way you feel about it is angry, you can be pretty sure that the emotion or the energy of anger is probably a large part of what's stuck in your body that helped create that in the first place. So in other words, unresolved anger that might have just finally weakened your immune system and your nervous system enough that now you have this condition called chronic fatigue. And I never like to use the word chronic because I don't believe in it. But in any case, that and by not believing in it, I mean that something has to go on forever, not that feeling chronically fatigued doesn't exist. But basically, that is a really good hint. How do I feel about this thing? If you don't feel angry about your current condition, but you feel really sad and disappointed, well, what might have been happening before this condition came on that made you feel sad and disappointed, that you didn't deal with, that now may be stuck in your body, creating imbalances and contributing to this condition? So that's question number 2. How do I feel about that? And is there any correlation to what was going on before this happened and what I might still be holding in my body? The last one, and question number 3, that can really, really help you is, who might be upset if I got over this? This is a really hard one, but all of us in our life have had relationships and situations where somebody else might not like if we are our most powerful, shiny, happy version of ourselves. And so subconsciously, again, there may be reasons that we suppress ourselves or keep ourselves small. And isn't an illness or condition a great way to keep yourself small and not upset anybody around you by doing big things or feeling big things or just being who you are? So think about your current circle, or maybe even just people from the past, and who might not like if you were the best, happiest version of yourself. That's usually pretty easy to think of a person or two, even if that person is somebody that loves us so much and that we love right back. Other people and us in our relationships have a specific dynamic, and when something changes, people can feel threatened. So very important to think of who might not like this, even if they love me. Very important. Question number 3. I hope you enjoyed learning about the second key to successful self-healing, which is find your inner roadblock. Join me for key number 3, which is committing to a regular practice. See you soon.